RAMA time. All right, good to see you kicking ass as usual there, Lord Vic, but you are losing, which is interesting. Who's winning? Who's winning right now?
Well, Phil, but to be fair, he was leading with like 6 kills before.
All right,
when I was AFK, but yeah, sure.
We'll give you some slack. All right, well, it's RAMA time now anyway. It's been a while, but as always, good things come to those who wait, and for sure, it's a good thing to be part of the Carrot Gang right now. And, we're damn proud of what we've collectively created and we'll continue to create. And as cheesy as it sounds, we are still very early on this journey. Hopefully in 5 or 10 years, we'll still be here doing Rammers and listening to MC Hammer. So firstly, I've actually lost my original partner in crime, but, I have gained a couple more. Wesley Snipes, so West, his wife's had a baby, or I guess they've both collectively had a baby, and he's been on paternity leave for quite a bit now, maybe like, how long, a month, 6 weeks?
It's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. I haven't seen the guy's face for a while.
I forgot what he looks like.
I'm not. He still calls me sometimes. Just ignore him now. It's joke. Can't ignore West. It's too nice. I was actually unsure if there's a thing in Web3, paternity leave in Web3, but thankfully there still is. I do believe he's going to reappear as of next week and slowly start to get back into the swing of things. Guys definitely missed for sure. But I've got the legendary Sir Sweetness here with me today, looking fresh, ready to go. And I've also got the legendary 6967 in the house. But listen, today, unfortunately, we've only got 30-40 minutes. So I want to dive right on in. We have scheduled a live stream for next Friday. So make sure you tune into that usual time. And we did have a bit of a write-up yesterday, so hopefully you gave that a read. I think we got a bit of decent feedback about that. So continue to do those write-ups as and where we can. But firstly, a shout-out to you all. Everyone who's been playing, supporting, tweeting, liking, retweeting, sharing, convincing others to jump in. I know Petty's been hard at work for sure. He updates me like every other day. Somebody else I've got to join the Carrot Gang. I think he's on like 30-40 now. So big shout out to Petty too. Everyone who's contributing to the music. Massive shout out to NFT Maniac. The new song is absolutely incredible. Actually, I might give you a sneak peek of the beat right now. I'll maybe give you a bit of a sneak peek shortly when my phone loads up. So big shout out to that dude. He's absolutely smashing it. We had a call yesterday, and that new song's incredible. It's a metalcore song with a bit of rap on there as well. Yeah, nobody's going to be disappointed. There is a bit of screaming in there, but it's nice. It's tasteful. Big shout out to MetaZ, NFT, and Meatpaw, and everybody else who's contributing to the music. I'm sure I'm missing some. And anybody else who wants to, just get up in our DMs. Let's talk. Let's work it out. I'll patch you in with two Hop's pretty much leading on that stuff. So I don't want to be a blocker or somebody who's slowing things down. So I'm going to just patch you in with 2 Hop and just get stuff done. Also, big shout out to NFTs. NFTs, dude, there ain't a time I jump into the game where this guy isn't in the game. I look at his Discord and it says, been playing my Pet Hooligan for like 6 hours yesterday. So big shout out to NFTs for holding it down. Big shout out to y'all and, the team here too. When I say it's hard work, blood, sweat and tears here, that's no joke. Everyone here is giving it their all, and that's not to be underestimated. Somebody did get thrown down the stairs the other day. It's getting that serious here. That's a joke, by the way. But everybody is giving it their all here, and that's not to be understated. Big shout out to you as well, Lord, for absolutely wasting everyone all the time. I actually remember last week, I think, when Stash was streaming, I didn't get 1 kill in any of the sessions. The screenshot was put up, and I was right at the bottom, so it was pretty embarrassing. So I need to get some coaching from you soon, Lord Vic. But just today, I want to kind of jump into a few things and some focus areas. And since it's been a while, definitely want to take questions, and hopefully I can answer as many of them. But I want to talk about kind of key focus areas. And right now, in my perspective, it's continuing the game development. We're in a good place. We need to get in an even better place. Building awareness for the game and building up the waitlist, marketing, infrastructure solutions for the game to make Web3 a piece of pie for anybody who's not too familiar, and getting the token out. So I want to kind of delve into this a little bit. We're currently in closed alpha right now. It's important you continue to play and we continue to look at data, feedback, and other information points. Did yesterday say in the write-up we've got 30+% retention rate on the 4 week since we've released the game as a closed alpha. That's pretty damn good. I mean, the average retention rate for a game is what, 17 to 20%?
About 20%.
It's about 20%. And us being in a closed early access alpha where we don't even have feature complete, it's a pretty good sign. And there's also a bit of skewing on that data giving. Not skewing, but everybody here is well incentivized to play and offer the feedback so we can continue to grow. But it's a good jumping off point. We're always in investment discussions or partnership discussions or listing discussions, and we do give out keys to individuals we speak to as part of these discussions. So always important that we're active and we're ready to kind of kick ass. I know there's always there's a lot of fresh blood, people who want to stream, people who want to jump in. I'm seeing it on Twitter. Like just anybody who's tracking, just make sure if you are available, jump in and play with them. It's fun playing on your own, but it's a hell of a lot more fun playing with other people. And we want to show them how kick-ass we are for the people looking in. And for people looking in, it's not to be underestimated or understated. We are the best gaming proposition in Web3. I don't care what anyone else says. I know what's out there. I've seen what's out there. I know what's publicly available. I know what's happening behind closed doors. We are the best gaming proposition out there. I don't care what anyone's got to say. There's nothing out there like us, nothing that's as easily accessible as us and easiest to get into, and that's what we want. And we're going to be bold. Most Web3 games are in some form of demo, and a lot of people are not really brave enough to just put their stuff out there, but we are. And I want to discuss what our next kind of upcoming 3 tranches are for this game release, because I see the game launching in 3 different tranches to the public. These are the public alpha, public beta, and season 1. Let me talk about this. So public alpha is what's going to be coming next, and that will start the campaign with Amazon Prime Gaming. This is likely to be coming in the next 1 to 2 months, and it will be a kickoff for our campaign. We're going to launch cinematic trailer before this. We're going to start some awareness campaigns, and remember, there's different levels of forgiveness here as well. We're going for the traditional gaming market. Traditional gamers aren't necessarily as forgiving. If you've got an alpha, you've got a bit of forgiveness. If you're moving into beta in season 1, you've got absolutely no forgiveness. You're going to be compared to what else is out there. You're going to be compared. Somebody's going to think to themselves, why should I play X game instead of Y game? And we need to be at that level by then, right? And we've still got a bit of a journey to get there. We might be best gaming proposition in Web3 right now, because a lot of games in Web3 are shit, right? They're not out there, and but we have to be one of the best gaming propositions overall anyway. So this is part of our journey, and these are the 3 tranches, and 3 different levels of kind of marketing are going to need to get into here, and there's going to be 3 different purposes. So the purpose of the public alpha is literally going to be a vehicle to start gaining more momentum outside of the Web3 space and launch the initial partnership with Amazon Prime Gaming and start the campaign there. The key thing right now leading up to this is continue getting in feedback, let the devs build and pushing up, and us collectively pushing up the waitlist numbers. The more we get, the more we start trending and we get to more eyes. The alpha, it won't be feature complete. It won't have all of our on-chain infrastructure in yet, but it'll literally be correct me if I'm wrong here, Sir Sweetness, but it'll literally be more of a build on the current alpha. We should have voice chat in there. We should have other elements. We'll have a light version of the marketplace through the Epic Store. We'll have a light version of progression system. So it's going to be a very light version. Consider it still an early alpha access demo, kind of akin to back in the days, and even still where you used to get the demos and you could have a fight in Street Fighter with one character with another character, but it gives you a bit of a taste for what's coming, and that's really what it is. And at this stage, we're going to still kind of focus on building up the community through the different Web3 communities, through the different content creators, and start to kind of delve into the public realm as well there. Moving past public alpha will be kind of public beta, and that'll likely be some months after the public alpha. From public alpha, the beta is where you start essentially running out of forgiveness, and this has got to be close to the season 1 game. And after I've had this chat, we'll jump in with 6967 because he'll have a lot to say about this. This is when we really need to have our infrastructure solutions in, the first wave of game modes, a more complete marketplace, more bells and whistles, and building up to this public beta is when we really need to start pushing hard on traditional marketing and PR and really getting the awareness up. This is when we can start really going after some of the esports teams we're already been in discussion with, and building up a roster of traditional content creators and started to kind of get them on board and embedded within our ecosystem. So everything here has a rhyme and reason and a purpose, and it's about also not blowing your load too easily. Sorry, and you can take that in many ways you want, but it's really about you get one chance and you've got to build up to it. So we're not going to throw out absolutely every marketing vehicle and every marketing budget we can up front. We need to build up to it. So post the beta, which is likely to be several months after the public alpha, which I mentioned is likely to come within the next 1 to 2 months, is then going to be season 1. Season 1, it's a game. You're going to need to turn the volume down. Whoever is giving me an echo, please. Season 1 is it's game on. It's the official release. We'll see the game following a seasonal launch strategy, similar to any other game of 4 seasons a year, building out new environments, games, mini games, map extensions, items, and more. That from then is business as usual operation. We'll have the regular marketing, regular content creators, regular competitions, tournaments, and really kind of push hard as a traditional game. That's when we'll have all our token integration elements in as well. So that'll essentially be the official release. So 3 tranches here: public alpha, public beta, and season 1, each coming after each other, and each is starting to kind of ramp up marketing and ramp up our entrance into the traditional game space. Right now we've got the game devs Devin, we've got our blockchains also called Devin, who's our lead blockchain engineer now, on the infrastructure and solutions and integration. Key thing that we've been doing a lot of R&D on is how do we make it seamless and easy to navigate blockchain, enable features, and make it flexible so we're not tying ourselves into anything. And I kind of alluded to that a bit yesterday when we talked about the Polygon partnership and that being a 12-month partnership, because I did see tweets about locking in might be a bad thing. We're very well kind of prepared for that. We do understand the need for interoperability. We do understand that there's liquidity in different chains and how to navigate that, and there's always solutions for that. So we want single sign-on, single sign-up wallet integration, not worry about signing transactions, no need to leave the game, connect a wallet and sign anything for the game. We'll have different levels of blockchain integration or kind of configuration depending on how well-versed you are. So, for instance, if you're on Coinbase or Binance, right, you can have a Binance Lite and you can have a Binance Pro, and it will give you a lot more configurability. So we'll kind of have a similar system. We will have no need for a native gas token requirement. So, for the end user, they're just going to want to know they've got to balance the carrots, they want to buy something, they can just click it. They then don't need to sign transactions. They don't need to have, Matic or Polygon in their token. It will just work as simple as that. This is where we need to get to, and this is what we're also building in the background right now. We really kind of believe the solutions that we've been R&Ding and bringing in a part of our engineering, we're going to show how easy this can all be. No need for bridging, no need for any of this complicated stuff, no need for native gas tokens and the complications that will ultimately turn away traditional gamers. So I just wanted to give you a bit of an update on that, because you're not seeing any of that right now in this alpha, and you're probably not going to see. You're going to start to see us showing demos of it in the coming months, but you're probably not going to be able to interact with it till the beta comes out. But it's really important, and it's really important we get it right. And I think we're really going to kind of set the benchmark on that kind of things. we talk to a lot of investors, a lot of partners, and they really tell us that, everybody's watching what you are doing. They're waiting for you guys to show what you're conjuring up, because that is going to be the real blueprint for what happens within the gaming space in this sector. And, our key thing is simplicity, make it easy, don't turn anyone away. Appeal to anybody, whether they've got, bags of cash and crypto or not, and make the game as fun as easy to jump in as it is right now. Essentially, we can just jump in and play, right? It's not that difficult. I don't want to have to learn, a million keys, and some games are too complicated to me. I'm quite simple anyway. So I just kind of want to talk about what we kind of need from you right now. I'm going to hand over briefly to Sir Sweetness, who's going to give you a bit of good news about what's coming up in the patch, what to expect, and how excited he is. And then I'll hand over to 6967. You can talk a little bit about kind of, the rollout campaign here, how we need to kind of phase into it, kind of touching in a bit more detail on what's spoken about, given his experience in the space as well. And what,
Toinen puheenvuoro, se on ekaa Search Witness sitten meikä.
Yeah, I mean, 6967, you're not on mute, by the way, and I don't understand
fuck.
I understood the word Sir Sweetness.
I think he was talking trash.
Yeah, I know you were talking trash about Sir Sweetness. Come on, bro. All right, so what do we need from you? And we need you to keep playing, keep making content, keep giving feedback, keep promoting. Word of mouth is never to be underestimated. That is the best marketing campaign. And, you're already seeing that people who weren't talking about us now are being forced to talk about us, because we have been freaking building and working our asses off and have been kind of true to our word from the absolute start. We're still here, and we've not stopped, we've not slowed down. And you see the likes of these big influencers in inverted brackets, and we're not paying for them, and they're normally getting paid, and they're actively talking about us right now because they know that we are one of the individuals, or one of the part of the teams who are actually, could be seen as saviors of this space, and are actually bringing real utility for a crypto technology vehicle right now. So that's what we need for you. And any naysayers out there, people trying to shit on us, I do see them often. Well, not even often. I do see the odd guy on Twitter who claims to know what they're talking about. They do not know shit. A big F you to them. We don't have time for them. I'm not going to engage with them and kind of have a petty conversation, because, to be honest with you, I don't have time for that anymore. Back when I did, I used to enjoy it. I used to destroy them, but I ain't got time for them, and we're not giving them any attention. So without further ado, and I do want to take some questions as well, and I do want to talk about some other stuff. Going to hand over to Sir Sweetness. Come over here, pal, and talk about this patch. When you think it's coming, I'm going to say I think it's going to be in by next Friday, by the time we have our live stream, but maybe even sooner than that. Let's see. Talk about what's coming in the patch, what you're excited about, and anything else you want to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. We're certainly shooting for next week. I mean, obviously, we can run into some road bumps here or there, which can push it back, but that's certainly our goal. I'm pumped right now, actually. So. Just so you guys know what's in there, I'm probably going to kind of repeat some of the stuff on yesterday's post. But we're getting an updated start menu, so you can really easily navigate your way to your servers, and it'll actually have the server region as well as the player count, an accurate player count. We've changed the names of the game modes. So Free Roam is now called Hangout, and Free for All is now called Anarchy. So that'll help kind of differentiate the two a little bit. The NFT wallet connection bug is fixed. So sometimes when you would try to connect in the home screen, it would just have a loading all the time. So that's been fixed. You can also, when you load in, you can also select your NFT that you want to use. So that's a nice little update. Obviously, we got some new cinematic lighting in there and a day and night cycle, so it looks much, much better. Explosives like the Acme Bomb and Time Bomb and Molotov, we've increased the cooldown to 30 seconds, so people aren't spamming them all the time. And we just wanted to make that more competitive. We've also removed the item wheel, so it's easier to select items. As well. The minigun has been nerfed so that it's not going to be invincible anymore. it's a mid-range weapon now. So if you are trying to shoot people from far away, you're not going to do very much damage. So people won't be sniping with that thing anymore. Let's see. The grenade launcher damage has been buffed, so now it's going to be more competitive again. Before it was basically useless. And new controller and keyboard mappings to kind of make it feel a little bit better in competitive modes. So yeah, a lot of stuff is going into this.
Yeah, well, tell us a bit about and I remember maybe a couple of weeks ago, Colin was by his screen. He was talking about kind of the overall look, and apparently we got some new cinematic look. Tell me what I don't get it. What is it?
So basically, we just turned on some bells and whistles in Unreal to make the lighting pop more and to really saturate the colors and make it so you can actually see like rays of light in the game. And just like the color values are much better.
Yeah, and I also saw some mist in the game. Is that part of the weather system?
Yeah, no, not the weather system, but we added fog in there so that you can see the rays of light better.
Okay, interesting. All right, so yeah, already with this new patch, I think we're going to definitely kind of see some improvements. And this is, testament back to you all giving us feedback and the testing group, because we do take this stuff seriously, and that's why we're not building in isolation, and that's why I thought you got to have my robe on then, Lord. That's why we're building, together. And as cheesy as that sounds, it's what allows us to really get this game as on point as possible, rather than just working in a silo, putting it out there, and then having to deal with complaints. If we build together, when we launch and get season 1 out of the beta, it's going to be really polished. It's going to have considered everything that gamers and individuals want considering, and it should be able to really kind of stand its own then. All right, so thanks for that, Sir Sweetness. So keep the feedback coming in. What do you want to say?
I mean, just to go along with that, like I can't stress enough how important your feedback is. Like this game will not succeed in the real world without you. So just keep posting that feedback because we are listening and we're making updates as you guys give us the info.
All right, cool. All right, so 6967, I'm going to hand over to you for a minute or a few.
All right.
You've obviously heard about how we're looking to plan to kind of roll this out and slowly ramp up, marketing and awareness campaigns, and not try and just go all out from the start, in consideration of giving ourselves the real kind of time to make sure this is solid. And we're in a great position, but we need to be in an even better position. Talk to us.
Absolutely.
Talk to us about your experience as well, and what content creators and esports guys want to really kind of see.
Okay, so what is really the flagship here for us is that, like Carl has described, we are a social action game. And right now on the market, there's a huge lack for the social. You might have a lot of tryhard action games, shooter games, but it's usually completely missing the social aspect of things. And then there are the social games which kind of lack on the action side. And here, just like Amos described, the feedback, the loop where we're working together constantly with the community and with the game testers, working together with our devs, this alignment will get us there in terms of the level of the action, while also we're using all this creativity with both the community and all the dev talent we have, and the streamers in the future, the gaming influencers, to get this to be socially on a level that no other game today yet is. And it's going to have a lot of demand with the gaming influencers, with the live streamers. And we have, well, I don't know if it's a good idea to tell the rough numbers, but there are thousands of people that we are going to approach and explode on when the time is right. And it's really going back to the basics. What do live streamers want to see? They want to see games that look fun to play, fun to share with others. And that's where we are going. And we know we only have a single shot at this. We have one first impression. So right now, this is our testing grounds with the community, with the game testers. We are making this better, iteration by iteration. And it's already feeling fantastic. We've had a lot of fun, and we know we will keep rapidly improving. And once we are at the sweet spot, our branding will look gamer-friendly. It will look like a social action game online when you go search for it. Like right now, we obviously know when we go search for this, the first things that come up are like Web3 experience and NFT collection. However, the target audience we are going for is looking for something different. And these things are not going anywhere, but we know exactly who we are marketing to. And in order to get these streamers, we focus on the fun first, social action game first, and we get it to match the quality of the best games of today. And we are not that far from it. We are just early, like Skyhopper mentioned earlier. So all of this is going to ramp up slowly. I'm repeating kind of what Skyhopper said, but this is like delicate, super delicate work, and we cannot rush anything. However, it's under full control. Everything is going according to plan. And once the marketing starts rolling, it's not going to stop. It's only going to accelerate. So we definitely have huge plans for that. And I wish I could share more about them, but you guys will see. Thank you.
But we know we're going to get even better and better. And as we do, and as we get more comfortable with that, we're going to start to kind of ramp up the awareness campaign there. And there's no limits to what you do in terms of marketing. You can do it. You can do anything, right? It just comes down to kind of budget. It comes down to the stage you're in, and it comes down to with how aggressive you want to be as well. And we've got tons of ideas. We've got tons of creative ideas, low cost ideas, high cost ideas. World-breaking, shaking ideas, and we're just going to play our part and work through them as we kind of complete these next few tranches. But that's all I wanted to kind of talk about in the game. I want to talk a little bit about token, even though we're not really allowed to for legal reasons these days. I keep getting told off. But before we do that, I do want to. I've not actually spoken to anybody in the community about the current build, so kind of keen to kind of whilst we're on air right now, let's get some of your thoughts. This version in comparison to the previous version, how you feel about it, what you're excited about, what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of. Like, if anybody's brave enough, jump on and talk to us. I mean, Lord Vic just makes this game look so good. It's just cool to watch you just skating around. Actually, I kind of underestimated that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, keep going, dude. And we've not even built in all the point system and the grinding yet, so there's still a bit more to do. But I can't wait till this whole big map is like one big ass battle royale, and you've got to skate around to get about, collect things, do things, and collect coin royale. What we're calling it, coin royale now, right? I can't wait for that personally.
Coinpocalypse, actually.
Coinpocalypse, yeah, Coinpocalypse, new name. I don't know who keeps coming up with these names, but you need to. I like it. They're pretty good names.
Yeah, it's Carl.
Oh, it's Carl, yeah. And Carl's work. Carl, bless Carl, he is literally like probably not sleeping at night because he's just on this 24/7. That's not that's not necessarily a good thing either. We need Carl in the best possible shape we can. So anybody want to kind of jump in and talk a little bit?
Yeah, I'll jump in first.
Yeah, go for it, bro. And like, yo, dude, how many hours are you on today? Because yesterday, I was DM you.
To be fair, I think
6 hours.
yesterday I think I just had it left on. I was like, hey, type in chat if you're gonna play. So I think I was.
That's what you do all the time. That's what you do all the time. You're always AFK, bro.
That's how I get my kills sometimes. I just jump in and find you and just shoot you in the back.
All right, about the game. I mean, it's genuinely fun. Obviously I'm involved in the project. I'm a Huli owner. I've got quite a few of them, but it's a fun game to play. It's really cool that there's lots and lots of people coming into the Discord and saying, hey, I've just bought a Zuckbot, or hey, I got a code. Is there anyone to play? And you try to get 5-6 people to jump in, 10 people jump in, and then it's phenomenal. And then it's even better, like the event that's going to happen in about 90 minutes from now. Like, it's absolute chaos. It's nearly too chaotic with, you spawn, you last about 2 seconds before you get Molotov cocktail by Lord Victor or bombed by someone else. But it's a fun and engaging game, and the content that several people here are putting out, like Lord Victor, Smoke, SV, these guys and others, lots of other people as well. TJ, J Dunk, and it's really, really good. People are doing great montages. These 20-second, 30-second montages on Twitter. That's the selling point at the moment to get people into the ecosystem. And most of the NFT market is down 50% in the last even couple of months. Bored Ape, Azuki, and all that. They're doing terrible. And we're stable. We're between the 0.6 and 0.7 the entire time. And the reason is, there's people in the ecosystem selling. That's fair enough. There's always going to be that. But that's being offset by the people who are coming in, who are seeing the great content on Twitter and YouTube. Someone came in and saw a Crypto Stash YouTube video a few days ago and has bought some just from that, which to me is incredible. And that it's just going to get better and better and better. So, anyone who's on the fence about should I keep this or not, obviously if you need the funds, sell. But if it's between this and some other project, I don't see how you're selling this project at the moment.
Yeah, I know that's true, man. If you need the funds, you got to do what you got to do. But there ain't no reason to get out of this. Like, ain't nobody got what we've got, and ain't nobody got what we've got coming either. And that's that might be bold of me to say, but it's because I know the industry, I know the players, I speak to them, I know exactly who's who, I know what they're doing, I know who's fucking pulling the rug over people's eyes and who isn't. And I can't talk about any of this. One day, hopefully, I will. I need an anon account where people will listen because I've got all the tea. But no, thanks for those words, and open to hear more. And I think this is definitely a mad improvement on the last one. Oh, you almost got out of there. And I'm just excited to see how it continues to kind of progress from here, because we still got a long way to go. And I mean, even I'm seeing the guys making new stuff and new cool stuff every day, so I'm continually excited. The key thing is also, I like the fact that you can just jump in and play. And that's important for those who want to be casual gamers as well. We don't want to discourage anybody. We don't want you to have to learn a whole manual to be able to play this game, and that's massively important. So thanks for that, NFTs. Anybody else kind of want to jump in a little bit? And also, I do want to say this, if you're all kind of cool about this, being holders, once this new patch is out, if anybody wants some keys to give away to the friends or colleagues or people who jump in the Discord community, let me know, and we can create a stash just for that, so people can kind of dish them out to the friends, neighbors, public, and just kind of play around. It's important for us to get individuals in here testing and playing and kind of getting the feedback. So we're open to do that for you all. So just let us know. Well, Vic, what happens if you go take a left now? Do you fall outside?
Oh yeah, definitely. Look.
Oh, nice. Falling out into the abyss. That's the upside down there. I like it. Okay, so that's important. So just we can come up with a mechanism for that as well, if you like, to make it easier, where you can just kind of access codes for friends as well. Okay, what else did I want to say is the other thing is, Web3 gaming is a very small niche right now. Yes, it's the future in many ways. Yes, there's also a lot of bad actors and a lot of fake promises, but it's still a very small niche. A lot of the creators are really, they're doing a lot for the space, but they still haven't got the community yet that they can have, or a community in respects to what a very small traditional gamer would have. And that's part of our journey, is to kind of progress into that realm and start to get more people outside of the NFT and Web3 space into the IP and on this collective journey with us. So that's massively important as well. Okay, anyone else want to jump in? And as you said, big shout out to everybody, SV, J Dunk, everybody who's been contributing to content. I just love seeing it, and as soon as I see stuff, it's definitely getting retweeted, and that's what gets people interested, right? I mean, when this came out, you couldn't go anywhere without seeing some MPH footage, and everybody was talking about it because it's something to be proud of, not only for us, but it's something for the space to be collectively proud of as well, because we're pushing out real quality stuff, and it ain't going to stop. Any other words there? If not, I'm going to jump into some other kind of topic discussion.
I had a quick question. Is there any word on the news for the Mac update or version?
So Sweetness,
we have some good news. We can actually finally get it to run on Mac. So the build, it's not building yet, but The fact that we can even get
There's hope.
There's hope. The fact we can even get Unreal Engine up and running with our map in it.
Tell us about the complications with Mac and why everybody's having problems with.
It's
new
stupid,
Unreal
but
Mac.
it's also
So the first part is that Macs just generally aren't built for gaming. So that's a big factor. The second bigger factor is the fact that Epic and Apple don't really get along, and so Epic is a little slower at Mac support. We just did a new update to our engine for 5.2, which allowed us to actually get Mac up and running in the engine. And so that's a plus, but it's still going to be a little while before we can get it going.
There's a whole issue with optimization within Macs as well, right?
Yeah,
and how it kind of reads and does things.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the things that makes it perform so well on PC is that there's a system called Nanite, which will dynamically degrade the quality of an asset when it's further away. Well, that doesn't work on Mac. And so what we have to do is we manually have to go through and create something called LODs for every single object in the game, which is a very, very long process. And if we don't do it and we release like a Mac build, it's just going to look like shit for you guys. It'll be playable, but it's going to look like dog crap. So
no, it totally makes sense. I know that it's not the best choice when it comes to wanting to do games and stuff. But I actually the main problem was that I was about to sell some stuff to buy a better gaming PC because there's this and a couple other things. Which Guy Hopper, I want to. This is Beer Magician, by the way. I changed my name a little bit.
Cool.
But I just had a good hop name finally that I figured out. But there's a couple other ones I want to introduce you to that are also on Epic and things that are gamers that I think would be cool communities to go with. But I was actually about to buy a gaming PC with some sales and stuff, but then I had both of my Hoolies stolen, and I had to spend that money to buy my PFP back again. But
really sorry to hear that.
It's fine.
Do you want to talk about it, or do you want to talk? Was there anything we can collectively learn here?
I honestly have no idea. I still have no clue how it happened. I nothing else was stolen, just those two things. I'm super careful. I've never had anything else taken. It doesn't make any sense. I was expecting it to be kind of some bigger thing that everybody else was experiencing, and sooner or later we'll figure out what happened. But to this day, I still have no clue. In fact, they charged me. Like they paid me like $2 for it somehow. It was weird, very weird. But I'm back in. I still have my PFP. I got it before somebody else got it, and so I at least have that part of it. So, I don't know. Anyway, the point is, I'm stuck on Mac for now, and so I can't play and just watch stuff. But I also have some people to introduce you guys to still. But anyway, all of it's great. It's awesome. Everything's good. Yeah. So.
And you know what? Like there is a lot of people who use Mac. It's important for us to be there, right? If we want to really get as many people playing the game as possible, it's important to be on Mac. It's important to be on, consoles. And,
True, but I feel like the consoles are more important. As much as I'd like to see it on Mac because I don't want to wait, and that's just kind of selfish. I think that pushing towards the consoles is more important because there just aren't as many gamers on Mac. So it's like if there's a choice to that, like I'd rather sacrifice and kind of do that, and I'll find somebody and go to their house and whatever. But because it's a lot of stupid
back in the days. I remember that back in the days going to the neighbor's house to play the game I didn't have or the console I didn't have. These days, everybody's got everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I've just been more lazy with it. But yeah, exactly. I mean, honestly, like I think getting on the consoles is number one, and like that whole pain in the ass with all the Mac stuff, I think could get fixed later with more money and bring people in. But, right now you want to get everybody in, but it'd be interesting to do a poll and see how many people are waiting for the Mac version, because I'm guessing it's not a ton. Yeah. But there are a lot of devs, but I think typically everybody has a PC that they can play on too. So I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get there. It's all part of the journey, right? Even though we're a big team, we're still a relatively small team for
it's still resource management, right? Like, yeah,
and we'll touch on that a little bit as well. But I appreciate that, and definitely, if there's good players in the space, always open to have a chat like last time as well, and speak to these individuals.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Good stuff. So, kind of touching on some other stuff. Unfortunately, I've only got like 5 minutes left, but I'll try and go as long as I can. I've got to jump on another meeting after this. As a studio, we are collectively working our asses off. It's also important that we do start to bring in revenue as well. So a lot of work has been going on into working up some licensing deals and working on other elements of technology. We've had a lot of interest in our AI animated bots. So like the bots we've kind of demoed, like Crystal Bone and Blue Bob. A hell of a lot of interest in them from big massive Web 2 organizations and tech companies. So there is a lot of work we're doing on that as well, and that's all in aid of continuing to bring in revenue, continuing to fund what we're doing, continuing to grow the team, and continue to make sure we've got the life cycle and resources we need to continue developing this, because we're not likely to hit any revenue from My Pet Hooligan game for a while yet, right? Until we're really kind of pushing into season 1, and we're still got to spend a lot of money on it. So it's important. Just being saying this for transparency. It's important as a company. We've got to always ensure that we can continue to keep the lights on and keep delivering. So we are doing a bit of work on that side of things as well, and we've got some potentially massive interest there. And that's also led to us a new partnership with one of the biggest tech companies out there. I can't say right now. So on top of this, we just had Luke Paglia walk in, and Robert Ricardo. Do you want to say hello, Luke?
Sure.
You should have just walked in like that. You have to say
hello. We came in just to listen to Skyhopper.
Well, we're almost
silky smooth voice. Yeah, his silky smooth voice. Even in person, you can't even see him. It's blurred out right from right now. He is blurred out. Yeah. It's just one big blur.
Giant sensor bar.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I was in there playing earlier, and somebody kept trying to get me into Discord, but I was in the middle of a meeting, and we were spray painting, talking to each other. So whoever that was, good job. That was me.
Yeah. All right. All right. So the final thing I just quickly wanted to briefly touch on, and I can't go into much more detail on this. Specifically, legal said we can't talk about this stuff anymore. But I know a lot of you are kind of wondering what's kind of going on with the token. One of the key focuses, as I said, is still the token right now. Very key. I'm going to be honest. I think it's likely to slip into early Q4. There's still a lot of work we've got to do in that space to make sure we're solid from a legal standpoint. Definitely kind of reflecting on everything that's been happening in the space, and also on top of that, we've got to really develop a new community for that, as well as our community, but there also has to be overlap. New socials, new site, marketing. The only thing that's probably going to change is at this point, we're not sure if we're going to do a public sale now. We hopefully won't have to. So that means even less in public rotation at the point we kind of have a token generation event. But fundamentally, nothing's changing. It's just how we kind of structure it and how we release it is what needs to be taken into a little bit more consideration and made a little bit tighter to make sure that we as kind of tokens are being discussed by government bodies, especially kind of coming out of the USA and the vehicles we have. We need to ensure that we're absolutely solid in all those spaces. So we don't want to rush anything. We want to make sure everything hits at the right point and everything hits with a bang. So still in the works, limited in terms of what we can talk about now, but that's still massively important to us, and as I understand, it's massively important to the community as well. So just bear with us on that, but all that is still in great progress, and we're really excited about that, as everybody who's involved in that with us too. I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. I think we covered a lot. We do have a live stream next week, so we're going to get back into things. We do have the patch coming out soon as well. Happy to take any questions right now, and then unfortunately I've got to get ready for another call.
I got a few questions if you don't mind.
Go for it.
So one of my questions is that where are we standing in terms of Series A funding? We all know that it's undergoing, and it's been quite a while since it's been covered. by the team in terms of getting an update to the community?
Yeah, so everything's going well in that field. We have restructured things since we last spoke. I can't talk to that too much, but it's for a greater good, and we're actually in a better position than we were. So that's all I can say on that front. We're in a better position, and that better position has allowed us to be able to restructure it, think about it in a different way, and not necessarily have to give up as much equity as we were originally considering we might have to. So it means that we're in a stronger position. We've not got as many partners leaning on us and people to kind of report to as well. That goes hand in hand in what I was talking about in terms of revenue generation for the studio and licensing opportunities, because that's what's enabling us to be in a stronger position. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And when we are ready to kind of announce this stuff, we'll go big public with it and do a whole press release campaign around it, because this will be big news.
Yeah, most definitely. Other question that I have, and I know the community is eager to hear about this as well, is the Suckbot. The whole history with them, the migration to the Polygon in terms of updating the smart contracts, and also where we're standing in terms of game development on the mobile game.
All still important. Glad you asked that, actually, because one thing that we did touch about right now is the Polygon partnership. So we kind of, I think probably last time we spoke, we said we were in discussions with them and potentially looking at migrating over the Zuckbots there. And we've finally solidified a partnership with Polygon, and the support and resources and all the kind of dynamics of what they're going to help with. On that side of things, we announced that probably a few days ago. That means we're now in the position to start to migrate these things over. In the update I said yesterday is we are in a good position on the Zuckbot. So we've got the contracts ready. We need to discuss them one final time with Polygon, go through the audit, and then start to kind of get those migrated over. What that process looks like, I'll let you know soon. So we'll get that information out to you, and then the journey continues with the Zuckbot. It's still a massive, important piece of our ecosystem. We had some big plans around it, and we want to continue to deliver on those big plans as well. And I'm excited because we've still got bot types to get out. We've still got a whole heap of activations coming that way as well. And in terms of the kind of mobile elements of the game, still in development. It isn't as fast as what's going on with this game. Developing two games with the resources we've got takes a lot of juggling. But it's not forgotten about. Everything's still happening. It's just the setback that we had on the whole contract side, taking the time to get this new partnership aligned and in the position we want it to be. There was a lot of negotiating being done back and forth between us. We really pushed them hard on it before we kind of made a decision on it. So that's now in a place where we can start to push forward on that. We want to continue the activations. We are continuing on the mobile side of front as well, but it does take time. It is a balance of resources in terms of being completely honest and transparent with you there.
Okay, yeah, definitely. That sounds really great. Thank you for that in-depth answer.
We all here own Zuckbots as well, and we want to see those little guys active and as active as possible, and we've got big plans for them, and they're a very important piece of our ecosystem. So never forgotten about, just a little bit slower because of everything else that's also happening. Like right now we've got this. I don't use the word AAA anyway, but we've got this badass game we've got to put out through 3 tranches. We've got the token we've got to deliver on. We've got the Zuckbots. We've also got to build up some sustainable revenue through our licensing deals. We're working on the new technology for that, and even further advancements on R&D. So there's a hell of a lot going on here. So when we say we've got a 60-strong team, we probably need to double and triple this team right now because of what we're doing, what we want to hit, the expectations on us, and the ambitions we've got, and what's coming our way as well. So it's often a balancing of that. It's not easy running a studio like this either. So I kind of got to give it up to Luke P and the exec team as well for doing what they're doing.
Yeah, you guys are crushing it. No, like that's for sure. Everybody, I like talking about.
We gotta crush it even more.
Yeah.
Hire me as a BDR. I mean, dude, we're gonna need a lot of hires soon. So anybody who wants to get stuck in, once we're in a position to do so, we're gonna open the doors for sure.
Cool.
Skyhopper, I've got a question.
Go for it, sir.
Lord Victor's done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Final question. This is supposed to be half an hour, almost coming up to an hour. But sorry, I'm happy to jump in again and chat maybe, during the course of next week as well. Because I do know it's been a long time.
This is being brought up by a few holders, and it came up again today in a conversation that I had. There's, what happens when or if Disney or Pixar or someone large comes along and goes, "Hey, guys, we're not offering you 100 million. We're not offering you 200 million. We're offering you $1 billion for AMGI and its products." Now, what?
I mean, I hope that discussion. I sincerely hope that discussion happens, and I definitely think it will at some point. It's just a matter of time. We've already, I'd say, had certain discussions like that. Not necessarily at that figure, but there has been interesting discussions happening. And right now, we're not going anywhere. When the discussion happens, if it does happen, and it's a value add for the studio, the community, the game, and everybody involved, our ecosystem, our holders, then it's something to discuss. It's something we can discuss with all of you. Maybe let's get it to 10 billion. Billion's not enough these days.
All right, 10 billion sounds good. 10% of holders. That's 111,000 for Hooli. That sounds pretty good. I want
everyone to remember if such offers come in, it's big. It's big for every single one of us, even the holders as well, right? And I definitely believe that those offers will come in. Like I say, smaller offers have already been happening, but we've got a lot to prove still. We're still very early. We really think we, can deliver a lot with what we're doing, the tools, tech, game, ecosystem. And, we don't want to go anywhere right now. We've only just started. But definitely we'll have those discussions as and when they come up and get your thoughts on them. But $1 billion is the new million these days. So we need to.
You need a 10x that. Gotcha. Sounds good.
Exactly. And then hopefully we can all move to where were you again? You were.
I'm in Panama.
Panama, yeah. Hopefully we can all live in Panama like you, in a penthouse apartment with an ocean view. That's the dream.
Sounds good. Everyone's welcome.
I didn't want to dox your location, by the way, but that's why I didn't say it specifically.
All good.
All right, but only good things. As cheesy as it is, we still are at a very early point in our journey, and we've got a lot to prove still. And that's definitely what we want to do. I don't want to go anywhere yet. They're trying to send me back to the UK, but I don't want to go back to the UK either. We're out here trying to deliver, and it's good to be with the team. Go on, Lord Vic, leveled up. Who came up with this level up solid 2? What does solid 2 mean? So sweet.
It's a solid number 2.
What does that mean?
You know what a number 1 and number 2 is?
Oh shit!
It's a poop.
I get it. Okay.
So once you hit level 2, you're a solid number 2.
Did anybody get that? Because I didn't quite get that, but now it's been explained. I understand it. All right. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go. Thank you all. I hope that was somewhat insightful. I reckon we probably could have gone on for a couple more hours. I'll definitely jump in when I can again, but definitely jump into the live stream next Friday. Patch hopefully coming within the week. So yeah, looking forward to that as well. Thank you all. Appreciate you all from the very central part of my heart, as does Sir Sweetness, West, and the whole team here. Massively integral to what we're doing, massively important to us. And we want to make you all proud collectively, and that's not an understatement. I'm not just saying that. That's very, very important to me in particular, and everybody else here as well. So thank you all from the warmest part of my heart. There you go. That's as emotional and as mushy as I'm ever going to get. See you soon. Hoo-dee-hoo!
There's an event in 1 hour as well for anyone who wants to play. So
there's an event in 1 hour. Absolutely smash everyone to pieces. NFTs is choosing which PFP he wants right now. All right, I gotta go. Thanks. Bye.